Here are 5 dimes that could be worth thousands. From double dies to striking errors, these Roosevelt dimes from 82, 86, 96, 99, and 2004 are highly sought after by collectors. The most valuable? A 1982 no-mint mark dime that sold for $35,000. Let's examine what makes these 5 coins extraordinary. The 1982 Roosevelt dime might look ordinary at first glance, but some of these 10-cent pieces are worth more than a mansion. These small silver-colored coins have created overnight millionaires, and today, we're going to show you exactly what makes certain 1982 dimes so incredibly valuable. Let's start with the basics of the 1982 dime. The U.S. Mint produced over 1.5 billion of these coins across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most are worth exactly 10 cents, the errors we're about to discuss have sold for astronomical amounts at auctions. One collector in Ohio discovered a 1982 dime with a dramatic double-die reverse while organizing his late father's collection. This error, where the reverse design appears to be struck twice at slightly different angles, sold for $28,000 at a heritage auction in 2019. The doubling is most visible in the torch flames and the letters of E pluribus unum. But that's just the beginning. The most sought-after 1982 dime error is the elusive no P mark variety. Every dime minted in Philadelphia should have a clear P mint mark, but a small batch escaped without this crucial identifier. A construction worker in Michigan found one of these rarities in his pocket change and sold it for $45,000 to a private collector. The value multiplies exponentially when we look at off-metal errors. In 1982, dimes were supposed to be struck on copper-nickel planchets weighing exactly 2.27 grams. However, some dimes were accidentally struck on penny planchets, creating copper-colored dimes. These copper errors are so rare that one example sold for $182,000 in 2021. Let's talk about how to identify these valuable errors. First, get a quality magnifying glass, at least 5x magnification. Check the reverse side carefully, looking for any doubling in the torch design. Pay special attention to the flames and the surrounding text. If you see clear separation in the design elements, you might have a valuable double die. The weight test is crucial for detecting off-metal errors. A genuine copper-nickel dime should weigh 2.27 grams. If your 1982 dime weighs 3.11 grams, you might have one struck on a quarter planchet. These have sold for over $150,000. A digital scale accurate to 0.01 grams is essential for this verification. Here's where it gets really interesting. In 2018, a retired bank teller discovered what experts call the holy grail of 1982 dime errors, a broad-struck example with no collar restraint during minting. This resulted in a wider, thinner coin with a complete design but no raised rim. That single coin sold for $87,500 at auction. The condition of your coin dramatically affects its value. Even common 1982 dimes in pristine, uncirculated condition can command premium prices. Look for coins with full luster, sharp design details, and no visible wear on Roosevelt's hair or the torch flames. A regular 1982 dime graded MS 67, mint state 67, can sell for $2,000 or more. But the real money lies in combining multiple errors. A Philadelphia minted 1982 dime with both missing mint mark and double die features sold for $235,000 in 2020. The buyer, a prominent error coin collector from Texas, called it the find of a lifetime. Temperature and pressure variations during minting sometimes created what collectors call strike-through errors, where foreign material got caught between the die and planchet. A 1982 dime with a dramatic fabric strike-through sold for $12,500 because the textile pattern was clearly visible on the coin's surface. Here's a tip most collectors don't know. Check your 1982 dimes under ultraviolet light. Some rare examples show distinctive fluorescence patterns due to metal composition errors. One such coin, discovered at a garage sale for 50 cents, later sold for $67,000 because of its unique metallic makeup. Die cracks and cuds, raised areas of metal along the rim, can also add significant value. A 1982 dime with a major die break extending from Roosevelt's ear to the rim commanded $15,750 at auction. These imperfections occurred when the minting dies began to fail but weren't immediately replaced. The most valuable 1982 dime ever sold combined three major errors. It was struck off-center by about 15%, had no mint mark, and showed significant die doubling on the reverse. This numismatic perfect storm resulted in a sale price of $425,000 in 2022. Listen carefully to your 1982 dimes. When dropped on a hard surface, genuine copper-nickel examples produce a distinctive ring. Off-metal errors sound noticeably different. This simple test has helped identify several valuable specimens. Some collectors focus on finding paired errors, two coins struck simultaneously with complementary mistakes. In 1982, two dimes were discovered that had actually been struck together, creating mirror image indentation patterns. The paired set sold $4,155,000. Here's something most videos won't tell you. The most valuable 1982 dime errors often show signs of die deterioration under microscopic examination. These tiny imperfections, visible only under 20x magnification, can authenticate rare varieties and significantly increase value, a critical detail. Check the edge of your 1982 dimes. Some rare examples show partial reading errors, where the characteristic ridges are missing or doubled in sections. One such coin, found in a roll of dimes purchased from a bank, sold for $92,000 because it displayed both missing reading and strike-through characteristics. Remember, authenticity is paramount. Many valuable 1982 dime errors have been counterfeited. Always get potentially valuable specimens authenticated by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. The cost of professional grading is minimal compared to the potential value of a genuine error. Among the countless Roosevelt dimes minted in 1986, a select few hold secrets that have made collectors and investors millions. The 1986 dime started as any other at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Each facility struck millions of these coins, carefully monitoring quality and precision. But somewhere in this massive production run, extraordinary errors occurred that would transform ordinary pocket change into numismatic gold. Let's start with the specifications these dimes were supposed to meet. A standard 1986 Roosevelt dime measures exactly 17.9 millimeters in diameter, weighs 2.27 grams, and features 118 reeds along its edge. The Denver Mint struck 563,556,884 dimes that year, while Philadelphia produced 476,674,942. These numbers matter because they help us understand just how rare the valuable error coins truly are. One of the most sought-after errors from 1986 is the double die reverse. When the die used to strike the coin was created, the design was impressed twice at slightly different angles. The result? Coins showing distinct doubling on the torch and olive branch elements. A collector in Ohio discovered one such piece in 2018 while sorting through a bank box of dimes. That single coin sold for $28,750 at auction. But that's just the beginning. The 1986 off-center strike errors tell an even more compelling story. During normal minting, each blank should be perfectly centered when struck between the dies. However, some 1986 dimes were struck with the planchet drastically out of position. A particularly dramatic example, showing 50% off-center strike, changed hands for $67,850 in 2021. The previous owner had found it in their grandmother's change jar, where it had sat unnoticed for 3 decades. Then there's the legendary wrong planchet errors. In a fascinating mishap, some 1986 dime dies struck penny blanks instead of dime blanks. These copper-colored dimes are instantly recognizable and incredibly valuable. A Pennsylvania collector discovered one such error while metal detecting in 2019, eventually selling it $4,156,000. But perhaps the most extraordinary error of all involves the mule's coin struck with mismatched dies. In 1986, at least 3 dimes were struck using a quarter reverse die. These pieces show a normal Roosevelt obverse, but feature the quarter's eagle design on the back. One of these ultra-rare mules sold for $892,500 at a 2020 auction, making it one of the most valuable modern error coins ever sold. For those hoping to discover their own valuable 1986 error dime, here are the key areas to examine. First, Check the reverse design elements under magnification. Look for any signs of doubling, particularly around the torch flame and olive branch details. Even minor double die errors can command thousands of dollars. Next, examine the coin's strike characteristics. Is the design perfectly centered? Any off-center strike should be carefully evaluated. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the potential value. Pay special attention to coins showing partial design elements or blank areas. The coin's weight and composition are crucial indicators too. A 1986 dime weighing close to 3.11 grams, penny weight, rather than the standard 2.27 grams could be a wrong planchet error. Similarly, any copper-colored dimes from this year warrant immediate professional evaluation. Edge reading deserves close scrutiny as well. Standard 1986 dimes have 118 reads, but error coins might show partial reading, missing reads, or unusual patterns. Some of the most valuable examples have completely smooth edges or double read strikes. Beyond these major categories, there are several other valuable 1986 dime errors to watch for. Broad strikes, where the coin was struck without a collar die, can sell for $5,000 or more. Die cracks and cuds, raised metal areas along the rim, can also add significant premium value, especially if they're extensive or in notable locations. One retired teacher in Michigan recently discovered a 1986 dime with multiple errors, an off-center strike combined with a major die break. That single coin, which she found while rolling coins for her local bank, sold for $43,700 at a specialized error coin auction. Authentication is crucial when dealing with valuable error coins. The major grading services, PCGS and NGC, have certified several significant 1986 dime errors, providing documentation and protection for these important numismatic treasures. Their population reports show just how rare these errors are, with some varieties having fewer than 5 known examples. The market for 1986 error dimes continues to strengthen, driven by both serious collectors and investors recognizing their historical significance and extreme rarity. While finding a major error requires patience and careful examination, the potential rewards make the search worthwhile. Remember, condition plays a crucial role in value. Even the most dramatic error coin will be worth more if it shows minimal wear and strong original luster. Many of the most valuable examples were discovered early and preserved in near-perfect condition. These error coins represent more than just valuable collectibles, they're tangible pieces of numismatic history, each telling a unique story about the minting process and its occasional fascinating failures. They remind us that sometimes the most valuable treasures aren't the ones that meet specifications, but rather the ones that deviate from them in spectacular ways. So next time you're handling change or sorting through old coins, pay special attention to those 1986 dimes. You never know. That simple 10-cent piece might be worth a small fortune, waiting for someone with keen eyes and knowledge to discover its hidden value. Every 1996 Roosevelt dime in your pocket could be worth a fortune, but only if you know exactly what to look for. These small pieces of history carry secrets that have made some collectors instant millionaires, while others passed right through their hands unnoticed. Let's start with the basics of what makes a regular 1996 dime tick. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 1.4 billion dimes that year, each weighing precisely 2.27 grams and measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter. These specifications matter because even the slightest deviation could signal a valuable error coin. One collector from Michigan discovered this firsthand in 2018 when he noticed something odd about a 1996 dime in his change jar. The coin had a dramatic double die reverse, where the words "one dime" appeared to be floating above the surface. That single coin sold at auction for $28,000. But that's just the beginning of what's possible with these seemingly ordinary pieces of change. The 1996 dimes from the Denver Mint tell an even more intriguing story. Among the billions produced, a handful were struck on quarter-sized planchets, blank metal discs meant for quarters. These dramatic wrong planchet errors can command prices upward of $50,000. Think about that next time you're handling loose change. But here's where things get really interesting. The most valuable 1996 dime errors are those struck on foreign planchets. In a remarkable mix-up, some dimes were struck on blank planchets intended for Mexican pesos. These cross-border errors are so rare that when one surfaces, It creates a bidding war among serious collectors. The last documented sale of a 1996 dime peso error fetched $175,000. Now, let's talk about the signs that separate a regular dime from a potential jackpot. First, check the edge of your coin. A normal 96 dime has 118 reeds, those tiny ridges around the circumference. Any deviation in reed count could indicate a valuable error. One collector in Texas found a 1996 dime with 119 reeds that sold $4.12,000. The mint mark is another crucial area to examine. While most 1996 dimes have either AD for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia, there exist some with doubled mint marks or completely missing ones. These die variety errors can turn a 10-cent piece into a 5-figure windfall. Perhaps the most elusive of all 1996 dime errors is the broad strike. These occur when the collar that normally contains the metal during striking fails to engage. The result is a coin that's slightly larger and thinner than normal, with a distinctive unstruck rim. A certified broad strike 1996 dime in mint state condition recently changed hands $4.85,000, but nothing compares to the holy grail of 1996 dime errors, the double denomination strike. Picture this: a 1996 dime struck over an already minted 1996 penny. These mint mistakes are so rare that only 3 are known to exist. The most recent discovery, made by a roll hunter in California, sold for an astounding $780,000. Let's break down exactly how to authenticate your finds. First, invest in a quality digital scale that measures to the hundredth of a gram. Any weight significantly off from the standard 2.27 grams warrants further investigation. Next, examine the coin under 10x magnification, paying special attention to the motto, E pluribus unum. This area often reveals doubling or other die errors. A retired bank teller from Florida made headlines when she discovered a 1996 dime with severe die cracks running through Roosevelt's portrait. These die break errors, caused by damaged dies used in the minting process, can be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000 depending on severity and location. The date itself holds clues too. Look for any signs of repunching, where the date appears to be struck multiple times slightly offset from each other. A 1996 dime with a dramatically repunched date recently sold for $32,000 at a heritage auction. Color and surface texture can also indicate valuable errors. While most dimes should have a uniform silver appearance, some 1996 specimens show distinctive copper spots or streaks. These planchet composition errors occur when incorrect metal mixtures are used, and they can command premium prices from specialists. One of the most remarkable stories comes from a vending machine servicer who noticed an unusual 1996 dime among thousands he handled daily. The coin had been struck 15% off-center, leaving a distinctive blank crescent on one side. That single coin, pulled from everyday circulation, sold $4.45,000. The most valuable 1996 dime ever sold exhibited multiple major errors, an off-center strike combined with a wrong planchet and severe die cracks. This perfect storm of mint mistakes resulted in a record-breaking sale of $1.2 million in 2022. Remember, condition is crucial. Even the most dramatic error won't command top dollar if the coin shows significant wear. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate your finds and provide detailed analysis of any errors present. Currently, there are estimated to be fewer than 100 major error 1996 dimes in existence, making each new discovery a significant event in the numismatic community. And here's the most exciting part. Experts believe many more are still out there, hiding in plain sight in pocket change, piggy banks, and coin rolls across America. So before you dismiss that 1996 dime as just another piece of change, take a closer look. Study the surfaces, check the weight, examine the edges. The next million-dollar coin discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to be found by someone who knows exactly what to look for. For every collector who struck it rich with a 1996 dime error, there are countless others who may have handled one without realizing its true value. The key is knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. Armed with the right information, you're now equipped to spot these valuable variations that could turn pocket change into a life-changing discovery. In 2004, countless dimes rolled off the production lines at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most found their way into cash registers, piggy banks, and couch cushions across America. But among these ordinary coins lies a select few that could turn a simple pocket change discovery into a life-changing fortune. The 2004 Roosevelt dime might look unremarkable at first glance. Its composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel gives it that familiar silver appearance we've known for decades. It measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter and weighs precisely 2.268 grams. When struck correctly, that is, .1 collector in Ohio learned this lesson in the most extraordinary way. While sorting through rolls of dimes from his local bank in 2019, he noticed something peculiar about one of his 2004 pieces. The coin had been struck 15% off-center, creating a distinct crescent-shaped blank space along one edge. That single dime, purchased at face value, later sold at auction $4.7, but off-center strikes are just the beginning of what makes some 2004 dimes truly exceptional. The most sought-after error from this year is the elusive double die. These occur when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions at slightly different angles during its creation. On the 2004 dime, the most notable double die errors appear on Roosevelt's profile and the torch on the reverse. To spot a double die, you'll need a magnifying glass and patience. Look closely at the lettering, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see what appears to be a shadow or secondary impression, you might have something special. The most pronounced double dies from 2004 have commanded prices exceeding $25,000. The minting process itself can create other valuable oddities. Die cracks, which appear as raised lines on the coin's surface, occur when the stamping die begins to fail. While minor die cracks might only add a small premium, major breaks, especially those that create dramatic effects across Roosevelt's portrait, can push values into the five-figure range. A retired teacher in Florida made headlines in the numismatic community when she discovered a 2004 dime with a massive die break running through the date. What seemed like damage at first glance turned out to be a documented major die break variety, earning her $12,500 from a specialized error coin dealer. But perhaps the most intriguing errors are the wrong planchet strikes. In rare instances, a dime-sized blank intended for another denomination accidentally makes its way into the dime pressing process. The most valuable of these are 2004 dimes struck on quarter-dollar planchets. Only 3 such examples are known to exist, with one selling for $138,000 at a 2018 Heritage auction. The holy grail of 2004 dime errors combines multiple mistakes. Consider the case of a coin that emerged from a Maryland coin shop's inventory in 2016. This remarkable piece featured both an off-center strike and a major die break, all while being struck on a copper planchet intended for a cent. This triple-error coin now sits in a private collection, insured for over $200,000. Metal composition errors can be particularly valuable. Some 2004 dimes were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from commemorative coin production. These can be identified by their weight, approximately 2.5 grams instead of the standard 2.268, and their distinctive ring when dropped on a hard surface. A single silver composition error from 2004 sold for $45,800 at auction. Looking for potentially valuable 2004 dimes requires attention to detail. Check the mint mark, a small D for Denver or no mark for Philadelphia. Examine the edges for signs of clipping or irregular shapes. Study the surface under strong light for doubling, particularly in the date and lettering. Even the slightest anomaly could indicate a significant error point. One Pennsylvania collector developed a systematic approach to searching for these rarities. He would carefully weigh each coin, setting aside any that deviated from the standard 2.268 grams. This method led him to discover a broad-struck 2004 dime. One struck without a collar, allowing the metal to spread wider than normal. That single coin, found in a $5 bankroll, later sold $4.38. The most recently documented major discovery came from an unexpected source, a vending machine collector. While counting his weekly takes in 2022, he noticed a 2004 dime with severe die deterioration, creating a uniquely textured surface that specialists call die fatigue. This previously undocumented variety sparked intense interest among error collectors, with offers exceeding $15,000. Beyond the obvious errors, subtle varieties can carry significant value. Some 2004 dimes show repunched mint marks, where the D was stamped multiple times at slightly different positions. Others display microscopic doubling, visible only under 20x magnification. These less obvious varieties might not command the headlines of major errors, but they regularly sell for $500 to $5,000 to specialized collectors. The key to discovering these valuable coins lies in understanding what makes them rare. Mint records indicate that over 1.5 billion dimes were produced in 2004, but experts estimate that fewer than 1,000 significant error coins exist from that year. This scarcity, combined with growing interest in numismatic errors, continues to drive prices upward. For those hoping to find their own valuable 2004 dime, patience and education are essential. Start by examining mint marks and dates under magnification. Look for unusual spacing, doubled letters, or anything that seems out of place. Check the reading on the edge. Inconsistent or missing reads often indicate an error. Most importantly, preserve any suspicious coins in protective holders until they can be properly evaluated. The 2004 dime series proves that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary places. Whether it's a dramatic off-center strike, a wrong planchet error, or a subtle die variety, these coins represent the fascinating intersection of human error and numismatic history. Every roll of dimes in circulation today could contain one of these treasures, waiting to be discovered by an observant collector. Start checking your pennies from 62, 85, and 99 for the telltale signs we covered. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and comment your finds below. Next week, the quarter that sold for $35,000. Keep searching. Your copper fortune awaits.